Hello, welcome back to another Ask video, where today we're going to answer the question, why don't we live in the house and instead live in a tent? So I think to answer this question, we have to take you inside. And we've been doing a lot of work downstairs recently, so you may be quite familiar with that. If not, go and watch some of the other videos. But we haven't been upstairs for a while, so maybe this will shed some light on why we are still living in a tent and not living in the house. Let's go take a look. Are we ready for this?
Yeah, I'm just going to do a math calculation, so just bear with me.
Oh, look at it. Beautiful. I'm talking about you, my love.
Yes, okay. Before we dive into the house, I just thought I'd put into context the size, because video is a little bit deceptive when it comes to size.
That's what he said.
The footprint of each of these floors is 70 square meters, and that includes the thickness of the walls, so the actual inside living space would be smaller. And in feet, for those who do feet, it's 753 square feet. So it's not a large footprint. It has, or had before we started destroying things, a very small kitchen. This was a kind of loungy area, a dining room, a small bathroom, and 3 bedrooms. But this room, let's just talk about this room. Obviously, we have ripped a lot of things off, but you will notice a very nice ventilation feature up here.
Between those, the upper pane of windows and the other 2 windows.
When it rains, water comes through both of these windowsills, because they're not windowsills. This is concrete that has just had a frame cemented in place.
Good.
So you can't really use this room for anything that you don't want to get wet. I mean, there's another hole in the window up there. I don't know when that happened. Anyway, so we use this, and when it rains also the water comes under the front door and pools on the ground here. So really in here we just put things that aren't going to get too damaged by rain, wind, and other stuff.
We use it as tool storage, essentially.
And sweet potato storage, it seems.
Oh yeah, check out that sweet potato.
This one went a bit mouldy.
Oh, no.
He's soft. Oh. And dusty.
Yes, we actually shared this on Instagram, well, some time ago when we harvested the potatoes. They'd just been sitting in here to cure for a while. I can't remember how long. Yeah, we found a very suggestive looking potato, and I thought it was quite funny, so I put it on the internet.
So if you've been following us for a while, you'll have seen this temporary kitchen that we have.
Bit dark.
Bit dark.
That's better.
So this room has a similar issue, where the panes of glass are literally balanced in the window. So, and there's like a hole here. Again, that one is just resting on that one, and at some point they'll fall out. So we try not to keep that, but I'll leave it open for the moment. There is a lot of mold and damp and stuff in here, because this room is the final room that still has cement render on the walls that we have not removed. These were clean before the winter came, and this is just all the mold and humidity, and you can see the condensation on the window. So not a great...
You can't see that actually, but it is there.
It's very wet.
It's horrible.
Not a great environment to live in. We use it temporarily in the summer. It's the only source of running water in the house, but there is no waste. So the waste pipe actually goes into a bucket, and we use that bucket to flush the toilet. It's very glamorous living.
It's very glamorous. I would show you, but it looks disgusting.
So, quickly moving on.
Actually, one good thing about this room, which is cold and damp, is these guys, we grew some mushrooms in here. I actually didn't even unpack the kit and follow the instructions and do anything. I put it aside and forgot about it. And one day I came in and I saw this massive mushroom had grown out of the top of the box. I'll see if I can find an image and show you, because it was kind of crazy. But we had a very delicious sautéed mushroom steak one afternoon.
So we have a small hallway that's acting as a jar storage area.
And a library.
Yeah, I mean, where else do you put your stuff? And a coat rail and, you know, whatever. This room is our bedroom, and it's literally a bed in a room. We do sleep here because we find the quality of sleep is better, even though it's very cold because we have no heating. We have a lamp, but there's no light in there, so let me just dive in and open the shutters.
And you might have to explain the blankets as well. Here we go, peeling back the curtain.
This window has issues, so we have plastic on it so that it doesn't blow inwards, but we mostly keep the shutters closed to keep the cold out because there's no heat to keep in. We've lined it with blankets to stop all the stuff off the walls falling down and to try and eliminate the dust that gathers in the room. It's still very dusty in here because working downstairs the dust comes up. This is the one room that we really do live in, but by live I mean we sleep in here. So this will one day be a bathroom.
It doesn't look like it right now.
We have a toilet where you have a bucket of water.
To flush the toilet.
All of this is just stuff that we need to store. This is actually some insulation we bought over a year ago.
Many years ago.
We haven't got around to using yet. But we haven't shown the rip out of this entire floor on this channel. And so we will, straight after this video, or maybe after one more Ask video, we're going to go into an archive series that shows the rip out of all of this, the replacement of our lintels, the lime work that we did,
the lime mistakes that we made,
the toilet walls that we made.
Oh, they are walls, yeah. They're
stud walls. They're not finished yet, obviously. But yeah, so if you've not seen that before, you will see it shortly. But this is what we're left with at the moment.
One thing that you didn't necessarily see is all of our winemaking equipment is also stored in the bathroom next to the vanity here. Needs a bit of a clean, but you know, we've got a wine press, we've got the grape crusher, some cardboard to put down in the garden, and many of these bottles, some toilet paper as well. Lovely. It really is a delight living in a building site that is a work in progress. And maybe now it makes a bit more sense why we don't live in here and we still live in the tent, because there's more space there. We can actually relax. We've got some heating in there, whereas this is cold, dusty, dirty, full of stuff that we're storing. And we're still working in this place, so it's not a very nice environment to kind of sit and relax. Anyway, we still have a little bit more to show you. Let's get back to the tour. Okay.
Gross.
Nice. So this was originally the dining room.
Correct, and this is a bedroom and this is the other bedroom. This room, which again has got loads of blankets around it, is full to the brim with boxes and furniture that we brought with us from London. So
yeah, there was actually a doorway there, kind of.
There is a doorway.
Well, there is still a doorway, yes.
And it's really not for public consumption in there. It's just a box room.
We share.
Okay, come on.
Everything.
There is no. Oh, there's a beer fermenting on the floor.
Oh yeah, good.
Probably can't see very well, but it's just.
There's stuff.
There's just stuff everywhere. I can see cat food, I can see boxes for things that were delivered. All of the old doors and shutters are there somewhere in the background.
Oh yeah.
There's an old mattress somewhere, some old chairs.
Furniture that I'm going to restore eventually.
Sorry, you can't see very well. It's very, very dark in here.
Anyway, it's a storage room. Suitcases of clothes that we haven't unpacked because we have nowhere to unpack them. So we just wear the same clothes over and over and over and over.
For 3 years.
And we've been to 2 New Year's parties where we were like, what are we going to wear? We don't have any clothes to wear. So, sorry to my friends whose New Year's party we went to. You got us in the same clothes you see us on TV in. And then this room currently, we have in these boxes the things that we sometimes need, and we pull them out. We do work in here in the summer because it's cooler in the house. So we sit here and drink wine and chat. So we have a dehydrator here, my sewing machine, There's a few canning bits, there's wine in the corner. I have a massive box of yarn that I got very excited over Christmas and bought a lot. That's going to take me some years to get through. We have a desk here that we, again, use in the summertime when it's too hot to work in the tent. But again, it's not very comfortable in here. At the moment, it's very mouldy and damp and humid and dusty. And we'll have to give it a good clean before we can actually work in here for this summer. So, that's why we don't live in here. But the biggest reasons, in my mind, are there is no heating in here. And the temporary ideas that we came up with really weren't suitable. We didn't really want to get a gas heater. We couldn't stick a wood burner in because there's nowhere to vent it out. And we run, for electricity, we run a very long extension cable from the tent down to here, which is not ideal. And so we try to run as little as possible on it. So we have a lamp plugged in, and we've done some makeshift lights in 2 of the rooms. So yeah, that's kind of why we don't live in the house. And it's damp and dusty and full of stuff.
You're so negative.
Yeah, but it works. It works for us. The tent is warm, it has electricity, it's much more comfortable, and it's, you know, it hasn't killed us just yet.
And that is it in terms of the house tour, because there are no more rooms. As Kylie mentioned earlier, it's quite a small footprint, 70 square metres, and however many square feet that is, there aren't that many rooms. But I thought it might be interesting to talk about what some of the rooms are going to be, other than the obvious bathroom, because I don't think we've mentioned that yet, or recently.
No.
So let's do that.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
So this is the biggest room on this floor, and it will be a bedroom. Our bedroom, because we're the only people living here. The small room that is the box room, because this room is quite small, we can't actually put any wardrobes in here. That room will become like a walk-in dressing room. So it will have our wardrobes and maybe this dressing table. And that's where we'll live, sleep. It's a very small room. Our bed just fits in the other room. It also only just fits in this room, but you'll have more space to walk around it. The windows, will probably get window seats built so that they can be somewhere nice to sit and look out. That's probably our best view out of the house in that direction. There's some lovely hills in the background, so I can totally see myself sitting there and knitting and looking out of the window.
Very nice.
But there's going to be a better place for me to do my knitting and crocheting. And it's the room that we're probably most excited about. So that will get turned into a nice bathroom, a shower and bathtub. Here where our bed is currently will be a guest bedroom, though we're really hoping not to have too many guests.
She is of course joking. We have lovely family, we have lovely friends, and they will be welcome here in about 10 years' time.
So Mum, we're not ready for you yet. Just saying. This will be where the staircase is, so that will go down here and then up to the loft. And then this is the exciting room, which is the current kitchen. Not really
was the kitchen before we moved in.
Yeah, so the kitchen when we moved in had a unit here like this with a sink. It had, I guess, a small working fireplace. It had a plug-in oven and it had a fridge, and that was it.
There was another table, I think, but yeah, not much.
It's a really small space. And so in the future, this will become what we're calling the snug or a relaxing area, where we'll have a chair each. We are going to have a wood burner with a back boiler on it as a backup for our hot water system. And so this will be kind of like a little chill out area where I can do my hobbies and Guy can sit and do his hobbies in the evening, or we can just sit here and drink some wine.
That is my hobby.
And then eventually there is one more thing that will be done up here. There will be a staircase that goes up into the loft. And if you've watched our first, what's it called? The first time, what a house looked when we bought it.
Yeah, the first viewing.
There is a massive space in the loft, and we are going to convert that just to a big space. And that's where we're going to do all our arts and crafts. Guy will set up his editing studio. We might even take on some pottery And all those things will happen upstairs in a, let's call it a maker's space, our creative zone. So yeah.
So there we go. That is a tour of the current state of our upstairs. It's delightful. I'm sure you'll agree. And if you want to know how we got here, how we got to this stage with these lovely stud walls that you can see in the background, the lovely exposed brick just above my head, all of that stuff, we have got videos for those, and we're going to be releasing them as part of another archive series where we show all the stuff that we did up here in case you missed it or you want to see it again. But that is it for now. Thank you for joining us for another question. We will see you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye bye.